Hey, this Realm of the Mist podcast is brought to you proudly by the Nurses Guild.
Hi, this is Eddie Deezen. You're listening to Breaking the Fourth Wall. I was Mandark in Dexter's laboratory. Ha 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 ha.
Hey, what's up, guys? Christopher Stolle back for another Breaking the Fourth Wall, and I'm excited for this one because it's not often I get to sit down with a bunch of musicians as opposed to actors and authors, which I love talking to, but I love talking to musicians, guys and ladies who are doing the things that, you know, I worked my butt off for 20 years, and nobody wants to see me do it, but I'm pretty sure they want to see this act. They are from Baltimore, Maryland, the ladies and gentlemen of Scarlet Witch. Guys, thank you for coming on the show. How you guys doing?
Scarlet Angel.
Scarlet Angel. Why did I say Scarlet Witch?
I don't know.
I just got done watching freaking Avengers. Forgive me. Scarlet Angel.
Scarlet Angel.
Scarlet Angel. So yeah, you guys are a original heavy metal / hard rock band from Baltimore, Maryland, correct?
Yes.
All right. Generic question of all time. How'd you get started?
Michelle's going to talk to that. She's the founding member and leader of the band. You want to get up close and talk about it? That way you can.
Sure. We got started back in 1984.
So you've been around for quite a while.
Yeah, we started in 1984. I mean, 1984 was an exciting time, if you remember all the metal that was out then, and MTV came, started getting going, and everybody was all the young people were like mesmerized by MTV.
Right.
And, at that time, who didn't want to be a rock star? So,
right.
so, we just got together and, started playing cover songs, on, we covered like Motley Crue, Black Sabbath, Metallica, bands of that nature, especially, being able to visually see everything on MTV took it to a whole nother level, I think, for all the musicians back then. So we were in Baltimore. We were like one of the first bands in Baltimore to have like original music. So we would play, we'd play cover songs in local bars, and we'd intersperse original songs. So like Kim was saying, we have 3 CDs out. We're hoping to work on the 4th one soon, but right now we like to promote our Rise Metal Angels CD that's out. So that's kind of how we got started.
Was the band always Scarlet Angel when you guys founded in 1984, or did it go through transition change?
It was. It was called Scarlet Angel from the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah. So we've changed some members over the years. Kim came in 1986, and Abby and Barry, our singer and bass player. When did you guys come in? 8 years ago?
2012.
2012.
Oh, wow.
January.
2011. He was 2011.
2011. 12, yeah.
I still have him in my phone as Barry Bass 2011.
Yeah, and when we put our first CD out in 2004, we did the CD in 1997, and we wanted to be the first Baltimore band to have a CD out, because back then the medium was, cassette tapes, and CDs just came on. So we had some members leave, and we shelved the project, which is kind of like creating a time capsule. And then, the 90s came, and the metal kind of, went out of the picture for a while to the grunge movement. And fortunately, over in Europe, they never really stopped, loving metal.
Right.
I think maybe in the US, a lot of times the people just kind of like what's force fed to them and popular culture.
Right.
But metal was underground. But so we got our CD recordings off the shelf in like 2004, and we put out our first CD, and it received a lot of critical acclaim in Europe. So then what was going on at that time was the internet. So the internet was really useful in getting our music out there. So
Oh, I know that,
that was,
especially like MySpace back in the day. That was around the time I had my last band, Disillusion Purity, and I've said on numerous occasions, any success we pulled was because of the fact that MySpace allowed us to put our demo online. So I definitely get where you're coming from with that.
yeah, and it was just like planting seeds everywhere, and they kind of flourished in places we never realized. Like we got, some positive reviews from South America. I mean, it just kind of went all over the place. It was really exciting in Japan. So we're still kind of plugging along.
Now, have you guys
Our
been able
first
to play? Have you guys been able to play in the areas where you've really built a claim, like over across the pond, if you will, England?
No, that's one of our goals. Is really to play ideally an open air gig or something over in Europe, because especially in Germany, the open air gigs are really big.
Getting on something like a Rock and Ring or Pink Pop type festival.
Walking or something like that. So there was a German company called High Roller Records.
Okay.
They had liked our music and they asked if they could do an album, because I think it's just starting to come back over here, like collecting albums and listening to things on albums, because you get a more soulful, basically, rendition of songs, as far as audio with the LP.
Right.
So they did a compilation album of our music, some of the heaviest stuff, and they took our song Scarlet Angel and they put it in a compilation CD for Walking magazine. So they gave that that CD out in that magazine at the Walking Festival, and I think that that stuff like that was huge.
Okay.
We had articles in a couple of the European magazines, which was exciting. So,
well, with the years, obviously 1984 to 2020, and obviously band member, I don't want to use the term rotations, but for lack of a better term, rotations. For what is the influence of Scarlet Angel? Is it reflected in the covers that you guys have done live, or is it more along the lines of like it's changed throughout the years from when the band started to what it is today, as far as what you draw most inspiration or influence from for your own original sound?
well, I mean, even though I consider us a metal band, I think we do eclectic song list. I mean, one of my favorite guitar players, believe it or not, is Lindsey Buckingham from Fleetwood Mac. I love Fleetwood Mac. We do Fleetwood Mac songs, cover songs, and stuff like that. And with Abby and Barry joining, it brought like a new influences for cover songs and original music. And I'll let those guys talk now because I don't want to hog up all the time. I appreciate the opportunity, Chris. I'm going to turn it over to Barry.
Okay.
This is Barry. Barry plays bass. He's been with the band since 2011, the only male member of the band. Barry.
How you doing, Chris?
How you doing? I got to say, man, after watching you on the Union Motel, we got to get you more excited. You really look like you were enjoying yourself up there on that video. So.
Well, yeah. I love these women. They're my sisters and my bandmates, and they're just awesome. Yeah.
Right on. So again, the same question I asked previously. Knowing that you're not one of the original members from 1984, but have you noticed a style change since you came into the band? Maybe due to your influences that caused you to make you want to play bass, play music.
Listening to all three CDs, I think there's it's definitely a little bit different. We're all similar enough that we make it work. And I think we make it work real well, but we're different enough to make it interesting.
Right.
I tend to like, more of the modern music, the drop tuned, drop C, drop B heavy. But I still have ties to, the 80s where I grew up. It's just my 80s weren't so much the Hair, Poison, Warren, etc. My 80s were like the Accept, the Megadeth. So, when we throw all of our flavor together, it's something special, I think.
Well, right on. Well, you were saying Accept, Megadeth. Obviously, we're talking about like the new wave of British heavy metal style influences.
Mm-hmm.
Thrash for people that use layman's terms. Are those pretty much your inspirations for wanting to pick up an instrument? Is that like you heard David Elfenstein on So Far So Good So What and said that's what I want to do?
I'd say Steve Harris and Geezer Butler were the reasons I started playing.
Okay.
But I do love David Ellison. He's probably my favorite pick player.
Okay.
And there's just so many. I mean, Roger Waters and Chris Squire and Geddy Lee and John Paul Jones and you know, it just there's so many reasons. But I keep going back to, you know, Steve Harris and Geezer. Those are my big two.
No, I get where you're coming from. You could be all over the place. When I was writing and singing in bands, I always cited musicians like James Hetfield, Metallica, obviously,
Right.
Jim Morrison of the Doors, John Bon Jovi, for example. Just Nine Inch Nails, Trent Reznor, guys who were able to not only elicit an emotional response with their voice, but their writings were always story driven, story based. I was heavily drawn to things not just being straightforward in your face, but lyrics that made you think about what I was meaning when I wrote it. You know, those were the guys I was always kind of gravitated towards. So I get it, man. You can pull in.
I love lyrics that you don't understand the first time, kind of like reading between the lines.
So like Nirvana.
I love Robert Plant and David Gilmour. I like to listen to it a couple times before I totally understand.
Right. It's funny, yes. Lyrics you can't understand. So Bob Dylan, Kurt Cobain.
Well, that you don't, you know what I mean. That you can hear, but there's a hidden meaning. You might have to listen to it a couple times to get the meaning.
Oh, absolutely. That I absolutely agree with. That was something that always gravitated towards me as a songwriter, which kind of leads me to my next question for pretty much everybody, which is, who is the primary songwriter of the band? Who mostly brings
Michelle.
the most influence to the table?
Michelle, the founder, the leader of the band. Wait, while we're doing this, and this is our first CD right here,
Right.
Scarlet Angel, and this is our second. This is Enter the Magic, and here's our third, Rise Metal Angels. All for sale at kimscrypt.com or scarletangelrocks.com. I want you to know that you can get them right here from us.
Right on.
We also have a Facebook page.
We'll make sure all that's in the descriptions, guys, if you catch interest. And I'm not gonna lie, I stole the performance from 2018, and I'm going to choose a track off of it and put it at the end of this interview, so you guys can get a taste of the music and everything else. I make sure it's an original, not a cover, you know. So you guys, what's that?
Which one?
Which one? They're asking which one.
Oh, I don't know.
How's it go?
I don't remember.
I heard it one time. You want me to tell you how it goes? I can't even tell you how Wheels on the Bus Go Round and Round goes the first time I hear it.
What about Baby Shark?
Oh, please. I just felt 50 IQ points drop.
What does the fox say? Ding, 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 ding.
Oh.
Ding, ding.
All right, I got a challenge. You want to play with me? I'll play back. Next performance, I want to see you guys do a metal cover
All right, what?
of What Does the Fox Say?
Okay, I know it.
As a matter of fact, I'll make it harder. Do a Metallica medley where you're doing like, What Does the Fox Say? I'm a Gummy Bear, the Baby Shark.
You don't know who you're talking to. I can make all this happen.
That would be the baseless version.
Go to my Facebook page every Friday night, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's around 7 o'clock.
Hey, I'll tell you what, I like your attitude. Again, in my last band, I got dared to do not Stephen Lynch, Rodney, the country comedian, and one of his famous songs that he did, funny songs that he did, is Dear Penis. And I got dared to do it live in a performance for Disillusion Purity, and I can't tell you how more embarrassed I was. But for some reason, it went over. So, yeah.
Well, you should hear Abby sing Bees in the Trap.
Was it a hard song to master?
I beat it and beat it and beat it until I got it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So it's coming along nice then?
Yeah. It was kind of a messy finish, but it felt good during the majority of it. So
they're all looking at you like,
I can't do anything that doesn't turn into a potty joke. I swear to God. So yeah, I'm sorry, Michelle. So major influences to your writing styles, the songs that you come up with.
I never really thought about it, but I guess a lot of people, some people say that, I don't know if it's the lyrics or music, that it's Black Sabbath-esque or Judas Priest-esque. I think a lot of Judas Priest lyrics are pretty much straightforward, although they are, about some fantasy subjects. So I write more from like the fantasy side of things, like creating like a story of the Scarlet Angel. And on our first CD, we had our, first song is Scarlet Angel, and there's a, an intro, a mysterious intro. So just something that kind of creates that vibe.
Right. So
So,
Scarlet Angel isn't just the name of the band; it's also kind of a character, if you will, a Vic from Megadeth or an Eddie from Iron Maiden.
Yes, exactly. Yes, that's a good comparison.
Okay.
Yeah, and the album cover, I don't know if you have it, Kim. The album cover for the High Roller Records did for us. Do you have that handy?
I mean, the album.
Yeah, the album. Yeah. One of the things that the High Roller in Germany liked was about the character of the Scarlet Angel bringing like heavy metal to she's like an alien or a ultra terrestrial creature that's bestowing metal to the world. So
okay.
That's kind of something that really kind of connected with other people, which is kind of cool. I certainly tried to. Yeah, I don't know if you guys could see this.
Okay, yeah. I see her over top of the world, kind of like in a Superman pose, but looks like she's passing the Scarlet Angel logo.
Yeah, the axe. It's a winged axe. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so we were really honored and excited about being part of that album. And early on in the 90s, we had an underground radio station in Baltimore called 97 Underground. I don't know if you remember that. But they had they did a heavy metal compilation album of local bands that had original music, and we were featured on that too. So that was kind of exciting.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's kind of interesting because like Kim's song and Abby and Barry's, they're all kind of different from each other, but they all kind of work. And
does everybody contribute to what goes on to the album, or is it something like a James and Lars and Metallica? It's like where they write everything and then they just pass it off to Rob and Kurt, and it's like, okay, create your solos.
No, everybody contributes, and that's kind of like what I like.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I kind of like, just to mention Fleetwood Mac. I mean, everybody's contributing and writing on, their albums and stuff like that. I think it makes it interesting.
Right.
So, because, like Barry said, with his love of more modern music, I mean, it gives you like a freshness too. And, everybody has creative contributions, and that's rewarding to people, and kind of, might want to lead to like longevity in the band because they're having a creative output.
No, absolutely. And the reason I ask that is because I do personally think that, when everybody has a stake in the song, it makes everybody's song. Like in my last band, I hated the fact that I was the primary lyric writer, but luckily my lead guitarist, who was the primary guitarist, guitar player, because he's a hell of a lot better musician than I'll ever be, that we had a dynamic where if I felt a different chord progression or a different sound for transitioning from like verse to chorus, he would take my input, and in turn, if he looked at the lyrics that I was writing for the song, it's like, that line's kind of lame. It might be better if you did something like this. Like we were able to at least collaborate on each other's individual performance within the song itself. I always love that dynamic. So I'm happy to hear that everybody's able to come in, because not only do you get everybody's personal influence involved in the song, but instead of it being your song, it's everybody's song, if that makes sense.
And well, before Abby, our current vocalist, joined the band, me and the previous singer, we kind of had a dynamic where I'd kind of come up with the riffs and the music and the arrangement, and I'd give it to her and say, here, this is what I'm thinking. And she would come up with lyrics that were totally different from mine, and it just gelled. See, because I can write poetry or write music, and sometimes I can bring them together, but for the most part, they were mutually exclusive for me.
Right.
But as part of my development as a songwriter, and creator of music was when Abby joined the band. She didn't have any previous experience writing lyrics, so that kind of forced me to write lyrics, the whole package, lyrics and music for the songs that I contributed. And then it was a creative journey for her because she thought she wasn't creative, but yet when she sat down, she came up with some awesome lyrics that are on our Rise Metal Angels album. And I'll let Abby talk about her creative journey with that.
And this is Abby. She's the lead singer since 2012 of Scarlet Angel. Here's Abby, lead vocals.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm all right. That's weird. I'm not used to meeting a front person who's kind of shy sounding.
Yeah, I'm very shy sounding. I don't like talking, and I don't like talking about myself. So
she's a belts it out when she sings up there.
I've heard. I mean, only one performance so far, but I've heard it.
What?
I don't usually like the videos that we have because I usually think they're cell phone videos and they don't sound very good, so I don't watch them very often.
I'll tell you what, the sound wasn't too bad on that Union Motel one, 2018.
Yeah.
That was pretty solid.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad. So, yeah, I'd never written a song before, so I wrote a couple songs for this CD. But the interesting thing about what Michelle was saying was that she wrote her lyrics, but then she would give them to me, and she'd be like, if they're not in the right order, if you think they need to be changed up, if you think some of them need to be, different or it's too many. She writes a lot. She writes a lot in a song,
Right.
and sometimes we couldn't fit the whole thing in. Like, and maybe you don't need all those words to give you the picture. So I would take some of them out to make them fit better. So that was really cool and interesting because I'd never done that before, but I'd also never written a song before. So I wrote two of them for this CD. So far I haven't written anything else.
Well, actually, you did, but you lost it.
Yeah, well, that's true. I did write some stuff and then I lost it on my old phone. And anyway, so that's about it.
An excuse.
Yeah, the dog ate my homework.
Well, did you said this is technically your first act band that you were a part of? Like you had no previous band experience beforehand?
No, I've been in bands before. I just just cover bands. I've never written anything. So
what made you want to join Scarlet Angel?
My friend, I had actually never listened to Scarlet Angel before.
What's that?
And one of my friends called me up and he said, hey, Scarlet Angel's looking for a singer and I think you'd fit in. And and I had heard Kim talking on 98 Rock before for years, heard Kim, and she kind of scared me. So I was like,
I'm the drummer, backup vocalist.
So she would always be on 98 Rock talking about Kim's Crypt and her haunted house. And so I heard her for years, but she would always say, and I had this band Scarlet Angel. And so I heard of it, but I never heard any of their music. Let's put it that way. Okay. So I went online and I listened to the albums and I'm like, oh my God, I don't know if I can sing that, because a lot of that stuff, from the old days from Jackie is like super, super high. And I was like, I don't know if I can do all that. That's a lot of screaming. I don't know, whatever. So I just put it to myself as a challenge, and I came here and auditioned, and I was so sick. Remember I had the flu?
Yeah.
I had the flu, and I took all this medicine just to come here and audition, and I sounded horrible. And they were like, do you want to come back and audition again? I'm like, are you kidding me? I sounded horrible. And they were like, no, you sounded better than the other people that came out here.
Oh. God damn.
Oh, yeah.
Let that be known to some of you wannabe musicians out there. If somebody who's on a half a bottle of NyQuil sounds better than you got to up your game.
Oh my God, yeah, I had taken decongestant and I had taken all this stuff, man.
The following is an announcement from the Nurses Guild of Florida. Home health aides or nurses invited in your home is an important issue family-wide. Where you get your private duty service is of critical importance. Did you know hiring a friend of a friend or even a recommendation from your church puts you and your family at risk for workers' compensation? A back injury will cost $60,000 to $100,000, and a slip and fall up to 3 times that amount. Do you know if the caregiver in your home has a history of abuse, neglect, or theft? Do they have a history of drug abuse or have an addiction? The Nurses Guild conducts full Level 2 criminal background checks. Is the labor law particular to home care being obeyed, or are you unknowingly setting up your estate for claims of unpaid time and a half? Why not get your private duty from a 5-star Medicare home health agency, the experts at home care? You get properly trained and supervised personnel, workman's compensation coverage, criminal background checks, proper adherence to applicable labor law, all to shield you from lawsuits. All of our home health aides and nurses are fully screened, supervised, and COVID tested. Here at the Nurses Guild, we have nurses from every specialty. No matter what your diagnosis, we have the right caregiver for you. Call the Nurses Guild today to arrange your home health visit at 954-596-9806 for Broward County and 561-826-8937 for Palm Beach County. Remember, healthcare put off is healthcare too late. Stay safe during the pandemic. Wear a mask and insist those around you wear a mask. Wash your hands frequently and stay home as much as possible.
And so anyway, I came back like a week later, and I was a different person. Wasn't I a different person?
Yeah.
I was a different person a week later. Yeah.
Nice.
I was better.
Very good.
So anyway, that's how that happened. But yeah, a friend of mine was just like, hey, Scarlet Angel's looking for a singer, and I had heard her on 98 Rock saying she was looking for a singer for like a year,
Right.
and I didn't even consider it until my friend said you should go out there and just see what happens. So
What kind of covers were you doing beforehand in your previous bands? Like what was the human jukebox machine for you?
I love Ronnie James Dio, and I love Whitesnake and Aerosmith and Pat Benatar and Heart. So stuff like that.
Well, I could definitely tell.
Y&T is my favorite.
I could definitely tell from the recording I watched. I mean, you killed some Iron Maiden. You killed some Heart. One Winged Dove and everything else. It's like, oh my God, like you've got a voice to you. You definitely do. So it's funny sitting here looking at you now. You're dressed, kind of nice and everything, and then on the video you're all biker chicked out.
I know.
Rocking some Priest, yeah.
Yeah, this is from work, and 2 different people. I have 3 different sets of outfits. I've got work outfits, I've got what I usually wear, and then I've got band outfits. So I got like 3 closets full of stuff in him.
I still got all my stuff locked up in the closet. I probably can't even fit it anymore. It's been so long. But well, definitely last but not least, since I've gotten a chance to sit down with most of the members, I'm gonna sit down with the final member, which the joke usually goes, what do you call the guy? What do you call the person who follows the band around? Let's talk to the drummer. Kim, it's your turn.
She's kind of shy.
Hey, what's going on? This is Kim, drummer, backup vocalist, harmony vocalist of Scarlet Angel, and I am also the merchandising queen. We have CDs, we have T-shirts, we have hats, thongs, do-rags, shorts, and even face masks. We have them here too. We have Scarlet Angel face masks. Hold on, I gotta show it to you. Yeah. Let me get one out of the bag and show it to you. First of all, let me show you hold on. Because at first we were selling thongs as face masks, and then we just got real face masks. Check it out, for only $10, you can have your own Scarlet Angel face mask.
I think I want the thong mask.
We can do that. We can do that. So check this out. I just want you to know, too, that Scarlet Angel has opened up for our first national act was UFO.
Nice.
It was UFO. And Kitty was a Kitty Crisis and OTEP. That was at the Rams Head Live. We also opened for Crocus, Rhino Bucket, Funny Money, if I can remember, LA Guns twice, Winger twice.
Nice.
Metal Church, Great White, Slaughter, Lynch Mob, Twisted Sister.
You know what's really funny about that? What's funny about Twisted Sister is I did an interview with Dee's son, Jesse
Really?
Place. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
And
actually,
then his band played there too, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were really good.
as
They
a
were
matter
really
of fact, I've been promoting his album on Raise the Underground, his new one, Come With Me If You Want to Live. So,
Okay.
so
Yeah, they were good because we played there. I'll tell you, it was packed. It was just a sea of people with Scarlet Angel shirts and hats on out there. That was really cool. I mean, that was a real honor to open up for them. And the only thing they said is don't take pictures of us without our makeup on. We were like, okay, taking pictures of their sound check. It was pretty cool. So
very cool. So, how about you? You're another one of the founding members, 1984, correct?
I'm actually not a founding member. Let me tell you how I joined the band. I joined the band in 1986 because their original drummer, Mindy Castle, fell into a hydraulic lift hole.
Oh,
Okay. So once she fell into the hydraulic lift hole, I had known them because they would come see the band that I was in. I was in a band called Slayer before the real Slayer was Slayer. And then we changed our name. So it was like three of us and we were like a little heavy metal. We were doing like, Iron Maiden and stuff like that and crazy stuff. And they would come to see us. Why was I around what? Why'd she fall into the hydraulic lift hole?
Why did she fall into the hydraulic?
Because I guess she worked at a place that had a hydraulic lift hole when she fell into it. Maybe like a Jiffy Lube style place
In
or
my
something.
mind, she was just like walking through the field. And there was
No, but I remember that story. It's like certain things. I might not remember what happened yesterday or what's in my refrigerator. That's another story. But I remember that's what happened. And then they would come see the band that I was in. And then they were all crazy. I mean, Michelle and they would like throw down and fight and carry on. It was craziness. But Abby's frolicking around my living room for some reason. And then boom. So what happened was I got a call from Michelle, and I had met her at shows before, and she said, hey, can you learn about whatever it was, 40 songs, whatever their whole list in 2 weeks? And I was like, okay. And this back in the day, it was cassettes, remember? No CDs, no email, nothing like that. So she called me on the rotary dial and gave me songs, and I wrote them down and I recorded them and I made my little notes and I did all these songs. So we played what was it called? The Scarlet Angel Broken Hearts Bloody Valentine's Dance.
Yeah.
Something to that,
It was our own show where we rented the hall and everything.
Yeah.
So we had tickets sold. And
yeah, tickets were sold. They rented a hall, and it was like a big deal. And I learned all these songs. I played the show, and it was really cool. It was like a lot of fun. And after that, I don't know. I guess Mindy never got out of the hydraulic lift hole, so I just stayed in the band. So after that, we did a big Halloween show, and I believe it just happens to be here. It just really does happen to be here. It has nothing to do with us being on. It's
God forbid we're not prepared.
Yeah, look at that.
Nightmare on Elm Wilson Point Road.
Yeah, this was like $10 back in the day. I believe it was all the beer you can drink and all that. And like back then, look, it didn't even have the area code for the phone numbers. Isn't that cool? So
No.
I believe this was our second one, October 28th, and it was so much fun. And I remember this was way before I was doing Kim's Crypt. I was just Kim that liked Halloween. And we had all these like pumpkins and scary reapers and big coffins. And we had our bass player in a coffin, and we came out and he was banging. People were banging on it and throwing beer and stuff like that. And it was wild. So we did 2 of these Halloween shows in a row. It was 88 and 89, and they were always sold out and crazy. People still talk about them today.
Nice.
The Scarlet Angel Halloween shows were off the hook. So
very cool. So the biggest,
I just stayed in the band since then. So I'm still in.
The biggest question I've got to ask is: Has Scarlet Angel always been an all-female or predominantly female band, or has there been more males than just Barry in the group in its history?
The bass player has always been a male, not on purpose. It's just that it's always the way it's been.
Okay.
So, yep, the bass player is always, because I joined, it was Willie, and then we got Ronnie, and then we just others, Rich and Kenny. Remember him?
Don't forget John.
John Mooney. John Mooney played on the CDs.
Okay.
And we were also on the 97 Underground album. the Beast from the East, Volume 1.
Nice.
And we're right there at the bottom. And that's Ronnie Glenn, who actually, Jackie was married to him. That was our old singer. And that's me and Michelle there. And it was pretty cool.
Very cool.
And so Scarlet, it's a lot of fun though. I love playing this band because I love everything we do, because we do a diverse, we do a lot of like everything from Metallica to, we do play that funky music, but then we hit it with our originals. It's like, it's just such a world of difference when we play our originals. People are like, wow. And some like, what's weird about, even though I'm like the more of the crazy one in the band, the song that's on the latest CD, I'll get it for you again. This is our latest CD, Rise Metal Angels. It's called Blue Angels and Butterflies. It's the slowest, and it's like a real pretty song. And I wrote it, and
Nice.
actually sing. But then I wrote a couple other songs on the other ones. I don't write as much as anybody else. I just like Jack-O-Lantern was my first that I was part writer. I was co-writer of, and then I wrote The Czar and Acts by the Angel. They're on the second CD. So,
very cool. So your
Yeah.
stuff really, the things that you contribute and perform in from your own mindset definitely have a Halloween theme to them. I could tell you're a Halloween nut.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, I've been doing Kim's Crypt since 1994, and now my haunted attraction is up in Spring Grove, PA, featuring 6 attractions, a zombie escape room, hearse rides, coffin rides, and more. Kim'sCrypt.com for that. So, well, what's that?
Oh, I vape. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say, was that a fog machine? Were you playing with me? That was kind of cool. Okay.
There you go, little fog. No, but I did this as quit smoking, believe it or not, and now I can't get rid of this. Maybe
Well, you know, Barry did that. Barry quit smoking, and then he quit vaping, and now he's on the gum.
Mhm.
very nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
came a long way. So
That's awesome. I had to give it up for my kids, and my kids hated me smoking, so I became a vapor, and now I wish I can quit the vaping.
You can do it. You can do it.
Maybe I should go back to cigarettes. That'll help me quit vaping. No.
I don't know when this is going to air, but our next show is the 25th, right?
At the Union
Yeah.
Hotel.
October 25th, Union Hotel, 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. And it's all age outdoor show, and it's a lot of fun. Great pit beef. Come out and see the show. We'll be doing some covers and originals. It's a good time. It's Port Deposit, Maryland.
See, you're jumping ahead of me, because I was going to ask the future of Scarlet Angel, from this point forward, and I knew a show was coming as always. But I was going to ask. I was actually going to stay on the Kim's Crypt here thing. You said it's in Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
because in Pennsylvania. That's my neck of the woods.
But Kim's Crypt started in Rosedale, where I live now in this house. And we've moved to several different locations. And in 2014, the Haunted Mill Scream Park, which is located in Spring Grove, Pennsylvania, went up for auction. I went to the auction, and so did a lot of other people, and I bid and I won. So I bought it, and now we're up in Spring Grove, PA.
And does Scarlet Angel perform at the Kim's Crypt?
We've performed there. We performed there on the other side. Yes, we have. I have 62 and a half acres and a lot of entities on my property. So it's not just the haunted attractions. I actually have 9 tenants that rent from me and a club that's on the property. And we'll be getting a pavilion and a big stage and all that. So I'm working on that for next year.
Cool.
So every year we add more attractions, and like I said, it's just a growing thing up there. It's really cool. I'm very proud of that, and it never ends, and it's always going to continue. You never know. We might have 10 attractions next year or not. KimsCrypt.com.
I got an 11-year-old daughter who's turning 12 next month.
Is that her in the background?
No, that's my wife in the background.
Okay. I just see a figure. Hello. I just see a figure.
My 11-year-old is obsessed with haunted hayrides and haunted houses and all that. So we may have to come see you.
You should bring her.
Yes, please do. And where are you located?
Philadelphia.
Okay, then you got to come to Spring Grove. It's in between York and Hanover, and it's well worth the trip and the drive. And our reviews this year are insane, because we are CDC. We are complying with all the CDC guidelines, and people are still loving it, which I was kind of surprised, but they are. So we're doing something right.
Yeah, when the hockey mask player has to wear the COVID mask as well, it
Yeah, it's funny because we all are. We all are wearing. Yep, we all are wearing masks, and people are just, I think, enjoying the fact that they can come out and have a place to go that's, out. Well, it's indoor and outdoor, and have fun and just be entertained, because a lot of people have been cooped up. We had people come to our Scarlet Angel show that we just played Saturday at the Bourbon Mill. That was real close to the haunted house. That was in New Oxford, PA, and they were saying, "This is the first time we've been out." We're like, "Wow, great that you're out with us," and it was just a good time, So people want to get out, and we have plenty. What is that? What is she holding?
She's holding my fat cat.
Oh, what's his name?
Her name is Amber. Come on, bring
name's
Amber over. They want to see Amber.
Oh, I want to see. Look,
It's Amber.
it's Amber. Look. Oh, that's cute. We
That's
all love animals
fun.
too.
That's tons of fun right there.
Oh, I have a cat named Creepy. He sings creepy karaoke every Friday night. You should tune in around 7 o'clock and see that.
Where at?
Yes.
Where can I find Creepy?
On the Kim Yates Facebook page. He's a star. He's working on his 27th edition, and he actually sells his own T-shirts and hats. He's a marketing tool.
Nice, very nice. Maybe I should
Yeah.
thank Amber for breaking the fourth wall, get more listeners. Like,
It's funny because people come to the haunted house and they're like, "Where's Creepy?" I'm like, "Creepy's Corner, right over here," and they buy stuff from him. And then, of course, I buy Scarlet Angel CDs, and we have T-shirts there too. So it's like everything is, it's like everything promotes everything else. It never ends. It's like a circle, like a vicious circle.
Well,
Everything promotes everything else.
well, speaking of the vicious circle, you were just telling us about an upcoming show and everything else, but what else is in store for Scarlet Angel, especially after this pandemic bull crap is over? Like new album, new tour?
Yeah, we actually plan on working on, or kind of everybody has their own ideas, especially Michelle, for the fourth CD. So that's going to be in the future. We always are looking to open for national acts, and we actually were asked to open for Loudness on Halloween night.
Nice.
Remember?
Yeah.
And we also LA Guns. But with the whole COVID stuff going on, this was like right in the midst of it when it was heavy. We didn't think we could sell tickets for it. So
We got 2 original shows coming up.
and yeah, we have 2 original.
5th at halftime.
December
5th at halftime.
December 5th at halftime, we're playing the all original show.
November 7th.
November 7th at
Original show, Cafe 611.
Cafe 611, another all original show.
Okay. And of course,
And
all this
we're-
information can be found at scarletangelrocks.com, correct?
MarylandParty.com is always updated. MarylandParty.com. Just look up Scarlet Angel and you can find our whole schedule right there. We also have a Facebook page, Scarlet Angel, has all our events and all that right there.
And on average, what are the ticket prices to go see an Angel show?
Usually it's like at the clubs that we're playing, maybe 5 to 10, if that. And then we open for a national band. We'll sell tickets ourselves, which range between 25 to 30, around $30. But all these shows coming up are probably around $5 or so.
Okay. Just for our listeners who might want to go check you out, so they know how much it won't break your bank to go out and have a good time. Yeah.
Drink one less beer.
Right, exactly.
One less beer. No, okay, now you're messing with me. I was trying to be nice to say you guys weren't expensive, but you're going to sit there and tell me I got to drink one less beer?
One less beer.
And get one of these instead. It'll save your life. It'll save your life.
There you go. So overall, ladies, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. I want to invite you guys, and of course, the bassist back on as well. You know, if the drummer can get him out of the locked car. I'm sorry. I'm throwing the old band jokes. It's hanging out with the bands. You got to throw out the old jokes.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll send you a video of my old bassist. You'll get a kick out of him playing bass solos with a drumstick.
All right.
If I even
Cool.
have that video anymore. But ladies, I don't want to take, and gentlemen, I don't want to take up any more of your time. So real quick, I know you guys got to get back to band practice, got to write those songs for the next album and get ready for your next performance. But before we go, again, we'll just go around real quick and just tell everybody where they can get in contact with you, where they can get more information on the band. Of course, all these things will also be in the description down below of this video or audio podcast that you're listening to. So make sure you're checking that out as well. But we'll go ahead, Kim. Let us know where everybody can find you.
We have a website, scarletangelrocks.com, which we will be updating. Marylandparty.com is where you can find all of our shows and information on that. Just go to marylandparty.com, click on the S for Scarlet Angel, and you can find us there. You can find our music on Reverb Nation. Is it .com? Reverb Nation, Scarlet Angel, Baltimore, Maryland, and you'll find our music right there. And if anybody wants to get our CDs, like I said, we have 3 available, and we do have a couple 97 Underground albums left. You can just either email us at, I'm kimscrypt@aol.com. That's with K's, not C's. Or you can get a hold of us through our Facebook page, which is Scarlet Angel. You'll see the logo, so you'll know it's us. Also, if you go to scarletangelrocks.com, I believe there's an email on that too that goes to you.
Actually, you can purchase the new CD right on the site.
And you can purchase the new CD on the site as well. So, and any information, you can always, contact us. We all have our own Facebook pages. We message back. So, and it's good stuff too. I've never had anybody buy our CDs and that wasn't happy. Never disappoints. And actually, if they get the first 1 or 2, they're getting the third. And we have them all right here for sale. Free for $30 plus shipping.
$30 for all 3?
30 for all 3. It's a deal. It's a bargain.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely.
It is. And I take credit cards. Wipe.
Well, I'm not paying 30 unless it's autographed.
Okay, I can do that for you.
There you go.
We'll do that.
And of course,
so anybody have anything to say to Chris before we go?
Yeah, absolutely. Anybody else?
Hope you have a good night. Stay safe.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Thanks, Chris.
Not a problem. And guys, what's that?
Oh, go ahead. I don't know. Can we come up to Philadelphia and play? Is there some cool places up there?
I'm sure there are. I'd have to find some for you. I don't have the connections, but I'll find the places.
Let us know. Reach out. You got my number. We'd love to play up there. So thank you so much for the interview.
I tell you what, I have one other co-host who does the weekly show with me, who actually runs her own company called Vinyl Profit Records out of Denver, Colorado. I can't promise anything from Philly, but I could definitely put you guys in contact with her, and I'm sure she's got better connections than I do to help you guys out.
Yeah, that would be good. We're very interested. Thank you.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Chris.
And
Appreciate it.
And like I say, usually on Raise the Underground, since I'm not doing Raise the Underground right now, I'm doing Breaking the Fourth Wall. I'm still going to use it. Guys, $30. Go pick up Scarlet Angel's album, scarletangelrocks.com or Maryland. What was it? Rockin' Maryland?
Marylandparty.com.
Marylandparty.com, or of course on Scarlet Angel's Facebook website. Pick that up and bang that head that doesn't bang. I will catch you on the next Breaking the Fourth Wall.
Thanks a lot. ScarletAngelRocks.com. All 3 for $30, $10 each. Scarlet Angel Rocks.
This song is a Scarlet Angel tune. It's called I Wanna Love You. Off of our second CD that's available right over there on the merch table. What is that? Yeah. It's called Enter the Magic. That CD.